good at it, and so, um, so I think that we got to go out there and hopefully today when we go do pat and go, like there's a little bit more of they understand like we're doing that with a purpose. We're being very intentional about it because like it's going to show up on game day, or the other thing that we got to do a better job of is ball security, and we put one on the ground, and that's something that we do every single day is a ball security circuit, and Coach Brown always says the ball is the program, and he calls that the program period as far as like ball security circuits, and I think that sometimes when you do something every single day like that, sometimes you almost like you're like, why are we still doing this? Or you just don't lock in as much, but those things show up and win and lose football games, and so that's kind of the message is like when we practice, it's game reps. When you're doing a ball security circuit, we're trying not to kill their legs. We try to get creative with drills that put them in game-like situations that force them to have great ball security, and that's going to show up in games, and that's the difference in winning and losing football games at times. And so that's going to be big for us. And like I said, hopefully we can learn some mistakes and then improve them, clean some things up, and if we do, and continue to stay hungry and play like we did. Like I said, I thought we played as an offense. We talk about being selfless, tough, and disciplined. I thought we were really selfless, strength for teammates, played really hard even when we were tired. Thought we were tough. We overcome adversity time and time again. We weren't disciplined enough. You know what I mean? Ball security, that's being disciplined. You know what I mean? Procedure penalties, that's straight discipline. And so we weren't disciplined enough to win the other night. And if we can be, that's got to be the message. If we continue to prepare the way we do and play the way we played, I think that we could do some special things. And the good news is I think that being tough and being selfless, those things are harder to coach than the discipline side of things, and so the encouraging thing is hopefully we can coach the discipline side of things as far as the ball security and stuff like that, and if we do and build on what we did well, then you got a chance to do some special things.
One more here on Bryce. I think the number was 16 targets. Was that by design going into the game, or was that something you saw during the game to take advantage of?
I think. If last week I came in here and probably told you the same thing, we got to win one-on-one battles, and a lot of times that one-on-one battle is going to be out there on the perimeter because of the defense they played, and so we knew going in we're going to have to give them opportunities, and hopefully they win them, and that's what I think that we went in there with the plan and stuck to it, and that was kind of the plan, and it's not like we had a certain number like, hey, we need to get Bryce 16 targets or something. It was just, hey, when we get one-on-one opportunities, we got to go after them because they're going to make it hard to, they're going to put a lot of people around the box and try to make it hard to run the football. And so when that's the case, we got to take, there's going to be one-on-one opportunities elsewhere, and we got to go after them. And that's what we tried to do. And like I said, we went in there with the plan. We stuck to it. I thought, like I said, we did a lot of things well, just made a couple too many mistakes to win.
What have you noticed in Donaldson's personality that would allow him to walk into that pressure back situation and perform as a freshman in his first college game?
I think, like I said, I think he prepared the right way, which gave him the real opportunity to do it. But he's a pretty cool kid, He's pretty not real emotional, or when he's walking around the building at least. He's pretty calm, pretty relaxed, and the moment obviously wasn't too big for him. And I don't know, like I said, some people just have the it factor, can have that personality where no moment's going to be too big for them, and they just go out there and be themselves. And CJ did a great job with that the other night. I think I don't know if there's any like particular trait or anything. I think that he works hard, and like I said, he's a pretty calm guy, and not a lot of things get him real high or low emotionally. So a big moment, a big crowd, a big stage, just CJ was CJ, and that's a sign of a really good player.
Calm guys make coaches calm, right?
Yeah, maybe calm coaches make players calm. I don't know. Maybe. No,
Okay.
We're probably more emotional than they are. But I think if you've talked to CJ he's pretty really really level, and I think that JT's the same way. Like JT, you don't know if he's having a great day or a bad day, and same day with the game. You don't know if he's had a great game or a bad game, and great practice, bad practice. He looks like he's just over there hanging out. You know what I mean? And so, if he's the water boy or the dang quarterback half the time, because his personality is just right here. And so, But those are two guys that when you get on a big stage, they're very calm, they're very cool, they're very collected, and then the big stage, nothing changed. They were just the same guy, that when you got guys that play that way, it makes coaching a lot easier and it makes coaching a lot more fun. And like I said, those two guys I think played at a high level, and noise, heckling, the atmosphere, the stage, the situation, nothing changed that for them. But I think a lot of that is the personality.
You got Garrett in for a snap. Is that part of a pit plan or something you maybe want to try to do more often with him or any other backup?
I think Garrett's just a good athlete, that a guy that we like to get the football in his hands. And the cool thing about Garrett is he has a big arm too. And so if we see opportunities, and it's kind of like what I've talked about before. I think that as a staff, when we talk about game planning and stuff, what we try to do is get our playmakers in space with the football. And he's a guy that we think can make plays, and he can make plays throwing the football or with his legs. And so get him a snap here or there. If we feel like we have an opportunity to get him in space and let him go work out with his legs, then we wouldn't be afraid to do that. But at the same time, same thing with throwing. Like if we ever get in a situation where we think that we could do something with him throwing the football and give us an opportunity to get somebody in space or get somebody in a one-on-one matchup, we wouldn't be afraid to do that either. And so, like I said, that's just kind of when you go throughout the week, and if you see like, maybe we got an opportunity here with anybody, try to go do it.
Ask one, Kansas defense. The game got out of hand pretty quick. It was 21-0 in the first quarter. But what do you see from the Kansas defense that you got to prepare for this week?
Like you said, watching last week's game was hard just because it got ugly quickly. You know what I mean? And so it's hard to get much. When games get out of hand, sometimes it's hard to know like exactly what you're getting. And so that's different. But they're a team that if you look on the perimeter, their corners and their back end, they're long, athletic guys. Number one, the safety number one, I think he might have been an all-conference player last year, but he's a heck of a football player, and a team that plays really hard, and that's what I've tried to encourage our guys with is like, hey, this group plays hard, but playing hard has to be our calling card too. I think if you look at the game the other night, we had a lot of examples of guys playing really, really hard, and so hopefully when other people turn on our tape, they're saying the same thing. Like, this is a group that plays really hard, and if they're not, then we need to change that. And so. Like us, and I think that's always with what we do offensively. It's going to come down to, like, we got to go out there and do what we do, and execute at a high level, do things right, clean up what we need to clean up, and if we play the right way, we're always going to give ourselves a chance to be successful. It doesn't mean you're going to win every game, but if you prepare the right way and you go out there and play the right way, you give yourself a chance, and that's what you're trying to do every week.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.